Today I woke up, because this is how I work these days. I woke up at 4 this morning with the content for this scope today. I would like to say I got a lot of sleep after that. I didn't. For those of you who are new to me, Sarah, I think that if that was Sarah, this is the first time you're here. Is anyone else new and or new to Periscope? Let me know if you're new by typing in new in the comments below. And we'll get some of the kind of organizational stuff done here on the front end, and then I'll be jumping right into the content. Replay viewers, you're going to want to, you can probably fast forward to the 3-minute mark to get right into the content if you want. Please remember to heart it up and or share, because you can still do that as a replay viewer. So no new people. Okay, well, I am Leslie Gustafson. As you already know probably, I am a sex and marriage and women's therapist. Hi from Chicago. For a few days, hubby and son at the museum. Awesome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. What's your name? Let me know your name so I can make a personal connection. I'm a sex and marriage and women's therapist of 25 years. Fox Denver, sex and marriage therapist, author with my darling husband, Doug, the book Amazing Intimacy, Create a Spectacular Marriage in and Out of the Bedroom. Welcome, Angel. Welcome, Lisa. And we do the Amazing Intimacy show here on the weekends, and I scope 1 or 2 times a week around all things relational, sexual. My specialization is in sexuality. I am Periscope sex therapist. So far, I'm the only one here, and I've dibsed it. It is mine, but I do talk a lot about sexuality and relationships and intimacy and psychological things. And today I woke up with this content. Last week, I did my first scope that was similar, welcome Joanne, called Love Talk. The art, essentially, of how to deliver an intimate message, how to express yourself intimately. That is at my website at authenticandtrue.com. Hey, Leslie. Go To Kitchens is here. She does a great scope. Joanne does a great organizational scope. These are people to follow. Guys, if you're not following them already. And so this is kind of a follow-up. This is the second of the kind of a love talk focus but this is the art of being a listener that we're going to talk about today. And I have 7 tips, 7 A's I'm calling it, to being a loving, generous listener. Being a generous, loving listener to others, in particular those who are our most important people, absolutely is an art, a skill to develop, and ultimately a tremendous gift to others. It can be very challenging to be an excellent listener. I am still a work in progress around it, but these A's, I think, will help give us something to kind of organize around, to understand what we're after when we are listening to others. These tips, when practiced, will certainly aid connection and increase intimacy and closeness, whether that's with a child, whether that's with a really good friend, in particular if it's with your lover or husband. Hopefully they're the same person. Anyway, so thanks for being here. If you think this content would be valuable to anybody else and you would trust me with a share, if you would be so kind to share this out right now, we can get a few more people here listening to content to grow around. That is my goal, to help you grow. I'm on a mission here to help you create amazing intimacy in your lives, in your marriages, and if wanted, with God. And I have the privilege and honor for doing that for a very long time. And I'm here to give. I'm here to give over what I know, because I know a lot, because I've been at this a long time, but I don't want to sit on it. It's not just for me to have, it's for me to give. So thanks for sharing to followers. I appreciate that. Are we ready? Are we ready for the first A? Give me a thumbs up in the comment if you're ready for number 1, the first A on how to be a loving and generous listener. Anyone? Ready, ready, ready? Awesome. You are ready. Sweet. Ready, ready. Joanna's ready. Glad you guys are here. Thanks for the feedback in the comments. Thanks for the hearts. That lets me know that you guys are here and I'm not just talking at myself. If you're a broadcaster, you know what I'm saying there. Thank you for sharing on Twitter. Thanks, Angel. Okay, number 1, first A. Ready? The first A, super key. And let me tell you why it's a little bit tricky. The first one is you need to set your agenda aside. Set your agenda aside. When you are ready to be a listener, your agenda will certainly get in the way. Now, we aren't always aware that we have an agenda when we're listening to somebody else. Sometimes we're aware of it, sometimes we're not. Sometimes the person starts talking and they trigger our awareness of our own agenda. And we start wanting to talk or interrupt because we have something to say about the topic at hand. But we've got to set our agenda aside. When we listen, and when we listen well, it is totally not about us. It becomes about us because we are blessed by what we receive and we are blessed by being able to be a great listener, but setting agenda aside. Okay, number 2, kind of right alongside with setting agenda aside, if I can speak, is to access, this is hard, access your own inner calm and peace. Because you want to be present. And so if you are anxious, if you are distracted, if you are thinking about other things, you are not going to be present. And that may or may not be, yeah, I think he's gone now. Access your own inner calm, yes, because you need to be present. Now, if you're feeling anxious or you're ADD or those kinds of things, this is a challenging A. Might be an area of growth to be able to show up, calm down, set agenda aside, and then attend. Number 3, you're going to attend to listening to whoever it is. And when I say attend, I mean eye contact is on them. You are focused on them. You are tuning into them, the whole of them. Their nonverbals, as well as what you see and hear, right? You're going to be looking, observing, attending, and focusing on them. And if your agenda is set aside, right, and you've already accessed your inner calm, this is really doable at this point. You attend. Number 4, and the biggest one, and most important for connection and intimacy increasing, is attuning. Okay, let's talk about that for a second. Attuning. Does anyone know what it means to attune to another? Anyone? What do you think that means to attune to another? Attend to listening was number 3. Awesome, Anna. Thank you for putting that down in the comments. Really appreciate that. It helps me keep on track, and those who catch it later will be able to also stay on track and get it. Well, come on in, Rachel. We are on number 4. Attune. Tune in on the same channel. Very nice. That's a nice way to put it. Attunement. Yes. Thank you for sharing, Joanne. I certainly appreciate that. Paying attention. Yes, that was number 3, attending. Attuning is a little bit higher level. You are attending, but you are tuning into them. Sometimes when you witness people who are attuned to each other, they start doing things that are similar. We call it matching. You start matching the other person's behavior. You don't even realize you're doing it when you're attuned to another. They may shift like this, and you find yourself also shifting right with them. That's evidence of attunement. You're tracking, you're staying on the same wavelength. Yes, Andrew, exactly. And you're kind of like ebbing and flowing with them, right? You're tracking, attuning, you're matching, you're with them. And this is where empathy shows up or is most likely accessed, like mirroring body language, absolutely excellent. Picking up on each other's energy, great. This is an awesome crowd here. You totally get it. Attuning. And now you can start to dig in with empathy. Empathy, hey, Dr. Hightower, welcome. Empathy is about experiencing what another is experiencing, feeling what another is feeling, and or putting yourself in the position of an other. What might they be experiencing? I say that because empathy is really, we are kind of on a spectrum. Individually, we have varying abilities and capacities in the arena of empathy. Some people are highly empathic. They are so sensitive that they can't miss the feelings. They are so one with another when somebody else is expressing themselves. Others need to use their mind to put themselves in the position. If I was them, what would I feel? What would I be experiencing? I empathize too much sometimes. Yes. You know, if you're a sensitive or you're a highly sensitive or an empath, you know, it can be a whole different can of worms. Yes, it can be too much. And you may even end up, when you're overly empathizing with someone, is losing sight of them and getting so into your own experience that then it does become about you and not about them. So something to watch. So number 4 was attune, the most important ingredient for creating empathy. You basically cry every morning. Oh yeah, anyway, you're talking to Joanne. Yeah, so attuning is empathizing, and it's really critical and really the most key ingredient in developing intimate relationship. Now, just a little sidebar before I go to number 5. The thing about all of these tips is know that when you use them, you are going to, like I said earlier, be making your relationship closer with the person that you're listening to. It's going to be increasing intimacy. So the caveat to that is, do you want that to happen? Meaning you don't go and develop intimacy with everyone. You do that with safe people who you are in real relationship with and have some varying degree of commitment. Now, if you want to facilitate intimacy and encourage friendship and encourage in closeness, then these are key for that. But, you know, you also have choice about who you're doing these with or not. Number 5, when you are listening, you're going to be assessing, not evaluating, not judging, but you're going to be assessing. What are they feeling? What is the message? What is the real message of importance here? There's the superficial content level, right? The fancy word here is meta message for you psych people. There's the content that's been being delivered, and then there's the meaning, right? And the meaning resides in the feeling arena. What are they needing you to hear? You're assessing for that. You're assessing for what they're feeling, what's going on with them between the lines, right? This is deeper listening, right? You are really going to make somebody feel cared for and loved if you can be grabbing hold of this. Sometimes you actually are grabbing hold of something that they may not be aware of, and at a later time you can give that over to them, and that helps them really feel heard. Because what do we all want most? Our core longings are to be seen, to be heard, to be known, and to be loved. And so when you start seeing, hearing, knowing, and loving them in this way, it really goes so far for someone in the way that they're feeling cared for by you. So you're going to be assessing not just what they're saying, what are they really saying? What's the real meaning, the feeling, the emotion behind it? Okay, you with me? That was number 5. For those of you who jumped in late, do hop in to catch the 1 through 3 or 4 if you missed them. And then, you're almost there. If you can hang in there this long as a good listener, you are really, really gifting somebody with not only, right, setting your agenda aside, you are accessing your own inner calm. You are attending, you are attuning, you are assessing as you go. And then you get to affirm. Affirm. When somebody has totally shared with you and allowed you into their world because they have been talking and giving over and including you in, and you have been giving them the gift of listening, thank them, right? Thank them. Let them know that you appreciate that they would go there with you, that you got to witness and be privileged to getting to know them more. Yeah? Don't we all love that? To be appreciated, to be affirmed. And so when somebody has been vulnerable and open with you and you've been an awesome listener, to then say, wow, thank you so much. You blessed me. Yes, affirm. And the last one is, if it's not clear to you already, the last A, the number 7, is ask what they might need or want from you. Ask. It may already be clear and you can say, I'm wanting to do this for you, or can I do this for you? But maybe you can ask instead to make it clear. They might already said, you just did it. You just did it by listening and drawing alongside me and being a presence. Thank you for listening. So the last A is ask. Yay! And those are the 7 A's, guys. Any questions about them? Do you think it's doable? Which one might be your greatest struggle spot? I know for me, it's actually number 2, being present. Being present is hard. I can easily be distracted, consumed, preoccupied, or frankly, my nose is in social media. I'm doing great with all, but putting agenda aside. I think the challenge in that is that when we have agenda where we also have needs or wants for being listened to and being seen and heard and known, and they're not getting met, it can be hard to listen because it's really hard to give what you aren't also getting. So when somebody starts to talk and talk and talk, and you're like, but wait, I have a need to talk and talk and talk too. That's when agenda can be really challenging. At least that's my experience. Anyone else? Any questions? Thoughts about it? Thank you for being here, Mary. I felt a little bit like I was a talking head. I hope I gave you enough interaction time. Any other questions? What was number 1? Number 1, first thing is to set aside agenda. Your own personal agenda, whether you're aware of it or not aware of it. I talked about sometimes it gets triggered. Our awareness of our agenda gets triggered when somebody else starts talking, and then we have a hard time listening because we're so concerned with what we're going to say. Over empathize sometimes can be challenging. It can be very challenging. Yes, it can also. You're welcome, Andrew. Thank you for being here, buddy. First time here? Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Guys, if this is your first time here and you like what you heard, this is what I do on Periscope. I talk about things that are relational, sexual, psychological. I do an Ask the Therapist show. I do sex ed for our kids. I do the Amazing Intimacy show with my husband. Or I just talk. Another first timer. Awesome. Thank you so much, Maria. Ave, is it really Ave Maria? That's pretty good if it is. Let me know your name if it's not. I'm sorry. And so this is what I do. And so if you've liked what you heard, you can either share me out right now so replay viewers can catch it, but by all means, if you want to hear more, tap the little Perry-do down there at the bottom, and that, as you probably already know, will allow you to follow me. And I would love you to follow me. I have been here 4 months tomorrow. I've done about 65 content scopes so far and about 20 others that were just sort of fun. Skiing scopes and sledding scopes and other just good times. But thanks for being here. Holy cow, 4 months here, I know. And you guys have been incredibly generous to me with hearts and follows And my husband and I, Doug, are having the best time. Your 100th is next if you don't count my old account. I think, at like 84. 20 of those were fun scopes. More of them were content. Hey, Nikki. Welcome. All of my previous broadcasts are at authenticandtrue.com. If you've missed them, I've talked about everything: body image, depression, sexuality. We've talked about OCD and anxiety. I mean, yeah, it's super fun. If you ever have questions that you want answered, I do that on Ask the Therapist Show, and I will be blah, blah, blah. I'll be back here on Thursday if I could talk with the Ask the Therapist Show. Thanks, new people, for being here. Thank you, consistent followers. Also, for those of you who want to know, last week my husband and I started the Amazing Intimacy Tribe group on Facebook. For those who want to be in a smaller group, a more personal group, a safer, more confidential group where we can talk about intimacy, that is at Facebook/groups/Amazing Intimacy Tribe. We would love to have you there. But thanks for being here, you guys. And I will see you again on Thursday. God bless you and keep you. Take care. Bye. Thanks, Rachel. Bye.